Hello, everybody. Welcome. So glad you guys could join me for today's live. So, for those of you that are here with me live, I'm so glad you're here. I've got a fabulous moderator today. Christina, my daughter, is here moderating for me because Brenda is on vacation. She's having one more nice day of vacation. So, Christina, because she's a school teacher, she's already out of school. And so she is going to be moderating for me. So be sure to say hi to her and thank her for helping me out today. All right, I am very excited about the cards today because we're going to kind of do a little throwback. Creative Juice. How many of you remember my Creative Juice series? This is where we take a sketch and I create several different cards, all the same layout, all the same card measurements. I just changed colors and stamp sets. So yes, today we're going to be doing a creative juice. I'll have Christina put up the free download for today because yes, there's always a free download. I know you guys love those. So there's your sketch. You're going to have your measurements. You're going to have your supply list. Everything that you need is there and the pictures of the three cards. So she'll post that there for you and you guys can go check that out. We're going to be using some really fun stamp sets today. We're going to use a brand new one in a really unique way. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to quit yapping and we're going to get to stamping because we're going to create two of the three cards today. I think you're really going to like these. Let me show you what we've got. So, yep, there's that download. And it's a two-pager because your cards are on page 2. But that is our basic layout. Isn't that great? It's really going to be very easy. So I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to start by just showing you the first card. And this card actually was the inspiration for my sketch. This actually, believe it or not, here, I'm going to remove this so you can see. It was a tag that Stampin' Up sent me. It was on a gift that I got. And I said, ooh, I love that. And so I added it to a card. I put a bow to cover up the tag part. I said, what a great card. Simply just taking something else that I had and letting that be my inspiration. So this is the card we're going to make. So the measurements I'm going to give you guys, these are the measurements for all the cards. The only thing that's going to change is the colors. So I'm going to be using a basic white thick card base. That's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So that's going to fit into a Stampin' Up medium-sized envelope. This layering piece is Calypso Coral, 3.5 by 5. On top of that, let's add some Old Olive, 2.5 by 3.75. By the way, all these measurements, guys, you're going to find all of these in the downloads. So don't worry about writing them down. Then, of course, our focal image is a piece of just basic white, 2.75 by 3.25. All right. Last thing we're going to need, of course, is a bow to kind of top off our card. I'm going to be using the Pale Papaya open weave ribbon. Okay, get ready. I hope some of you are going to create along with me. This card is so easy. So, of course, Stampin' Up's wonderful designers created this card. Let's come in with a Calypso Coral ink pad. And my stamp set for this card is Art Gallery. This has always been one of my favorite cards. Now, I have to tell you, fabulous sentiments in this one. I love it, but I have to show you something. Stampin' Up used a different stamp set for the sentiment, and it says anything is possible. That actually came from the hand penned petals stamp set. And I thought, even though these are awesome, I wanted to create a little bit different card than the sentiments that are here. So I thought, how about I bring in a new stamp set, one I just got called Go To Greetings. And this is from one of the $1 Million Achievers at Stampin' Up. Who did this one? I got to go look. Oh, Sandy. This is a fantastic one because we have, it's called Go To Greetings for a reason because it's all the same sentiment over and over in 3 different fonts. Love that. So I decided we're going to do a just a note card instead. How about that? Okay. I think I'm going to bring in some grid paper here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to stamp a background here on this Calypso Coral. Now, most of this, let me go ahead and bring in the card so you can see as I work. So what the designers did is they stamped a flower here. This is the big flower from Art Gallery. And then we're going to stamp one right here. Most of this is going to be hidden. You're not even going to see it. So that part is done. We're going to do all our stamping first, okay? So now let's bring in that piece of basic white. This was the 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to bring in some petal pink. And we're going to take another one of the stamps from Art Gallery. Tap, tap, tap. And we're going to stamp that right about there. Lovely. Okay, now this stamp set in particular is what we call a 2-step stamp, because we're going to take this little piece here, and I'm doing this in Calypso Coral, and look at this. Look at the detail that that flower has now. Oh my goodness. So petal pink on the bottom, Calypso Coral on the top. That's easy enough, right? Guys, now we're going to come in with our sentiment. Remember, this one said anything is possible. I'm going to say just a note. And we're going to do that in Old Olive to kind of pull out some of that Old Olive there. So I will ink that up. And we'll stamp that right there. Isn't it so pretty and so easy? Oh my goodness, you guys, so easy. All right. So now, ready? We're going to put this card together. I love Creative Juice specifically for this reason. They're usually very, very easy to do. I got ink on my thumb. Oh, that's never happened to anybody. Let's see. I got to make sure it's going to get covered up. Yeah, it'll be okay. No, you know what? I can't stand it. This never happens to anyone but me. I know you guys, you stamp perfectly every single time. But you know what? I love that our cardstock is so nice and thick that I can just do this again. Welcome to live. Yes, I make mistakes too. All right, let me try not to put my thumb in that one. All right. Yep, we can fix everything. Okay, so I'm now going to add this to my card front. And my friends, we're just going to add this here. So Jamie says you make stamping easy. You are so sweet, Jamie. I love that. Let's see. I'm going to now add my sentiment to that Old Olive. So I'm just going to put adhesive here, and you're going to, let me see where you guys can see this. So it's going to hang off the sides like that. Okay. And then the Old Olive is going to peek at the top and the bottom. We're going to add this here. I'm actually going to do this with some Stamp Dimensionals. Oh, Judy says this happens all the time. I know. Oh, look there. I got some more. There's some Calypso Coral. This is also what happens when you drink way too much coffee before you go live. Yeah. So there you go, my friends. All right, we're going to get some Stamp Dimensionals on the back of our Old Olive. Snowy Mom says you're so funny. Well, no, just just messy. All right, let me get this last one. And oh, Gloria, you love the card. I'm so glad you do, because look at that. This is where I said we're going to cover that up, but do you notice it just kind of gives just a little bit of detail behind it? Nothing huge, but it does just enough. Okay, we're going to add 2 embellishments. So I'm going to start with that bow, and I'm going to take the bow and I'm going to press it onto a mini glue dot. This is my favorite way for adding bows to cards, and we're going to add that right there. Now my next embellishment, these are the elegant faceted gems. I love these things because you get kind of 3 colors. You get a white kind of vanilla-y, you get kind of a nice champagne color, and then you get a clear / iridescent. Let me grab my take your pick tool, and I think with this, with that Calypso Coral, we're going to use these that are kind of a little on the champagne side. And you get 2 sizes. So I'm going to add 2 big ones and 1 little one. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it right there. There we go. Okay. Was that easy or what? And remember, there is my original sketch. There's all my measurements. I just cut those pieces and then threw caution to the wind and said, let's design something. So that's why that download is going to be so great for you. So there, I just changed it up and I did a different sentiment. And can I tell you something else? I also love to leave sentiments off until I'm ready to send the card, because then I can just come in, add my sentiment, mail the card, ready to go. All right, that's card number one. Let's create another one. And this one is the one I said we're going to create, and we're going to do something a little bit different with a stamp set. That's a brand new one. So I did this fun hello card, and let me show you the stamp set. It is ready, bottled happiness, but I didn't use the bottles. So we're going to get creative with these gorgeous flowers. Now, just like my other card, these sentiments are great, but it didn't go with my card because I'm not using the bottles. So I decided to bring in Biggest Wish, and I just said hello. So these are just two very simple, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you kind of cards. All right, let me show you what we're going to do on this one. Measurements are exactly the same from what we just did. Basic white thick, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. This color is crushed curry, 3.5 by 5. I did old olive again, and that's old olive, 2.5 by 3.75. And last, that basic white, 2.75 by 3.25. And then there's my pretty bow, evening evergreen window pane. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do on this one. Let me bring in two more ink pads. We're going to be using Crushed Curry and the brand new in color Orchid Oasis. Love this. It's kind of a nice purpley blue. It's so pretty. But we're going to start with that background, just like we did on the other card. And in this stamp set, we have just it reminds me of like a little kind of wheat thing. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp once, stamp once, stamp once. See how you kind of get that light? And I didn't re-ink in between. It just kind of gives a nice look, and I'm stamping in the corner. All this in the middle, not even going to show, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, easy peasy. All right, we have that done. And you know what? I've got my crushed curry out. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. So for this card, I'm going to say, hello. Stamp that right down there. I am done with that crushed curry. Now, oh, you know what? I said two ink pads. I'm sorry. We're going to bring in our old olive again, too. And in fact, let's go ahead and do that one first. Nope, we're going to do Orchid Oasis first. So on the last card, remember we did this two-step where we added that extra color on top? We're going to do that with this stamp set as well. It's also a two-step. So we have two stamps, and I'm going to see if I can get those to show up for you. One is going to be the flowers, and I'll give you one guess what color that's going to be. That's going to be the Orchid Oasis, and this is our leaves, and that's going to go there in my old olive. Okay, so just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and put my grid paper underneath me here. So I'm going to start with that Orchid Oasis. Let's ink that up. All right. And let's stamp this. Here's what's great. This is such a great size piece of cardstock, because do you notice how this block fits perfect? So, you know, sometimes I'll look at that and go, okay, whatever I can put on this size block, what is this? This is a D block. Then I know it's going to fit. So look at that gorgeous color. Oh my gosh, I love it. Like I said, it's a very nice purpley blue. All right, now we're going to come in with our overlay. And guys, this one, you're going to see that the centers of the flowers have centers on this. And so I'm going to apologize right now if you see my hair, but I've got to try to see this just right. How did I do? And did you see my hair? I don't know. We'll stamp that right in the middle. Oh, awesome. Isn't it so pretty? And I love those colors together with that crushed curry. Gorgeous. All right. We're going to, well, I'm going to close this up because, you know, I'll end up in the ink pad again if I don't. Okay. I'm telling you, this is fast card making at its finest. It just doesn't get any easier than creative juice. So we've adhered that down. We're going to take our focal image here. I'll put some adhesive on that. And remember, this goes right over that old olive. I went ahead and put my dimensionals on here, so that's ready to go. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Jamie says, Christina, your mom didn't punch anything out of the center. I know. I usually do, don't I? I always have to punch. Yeah, you're fine, Christina. Yeah, so a lot of times you're right. I would punch something from behind that layer before I'd add it to my card. And I always think that's a great idea. So thank you, Jamie. Yes, I should have done that. All right, pressing my evening evergreen window pane ribbon. So that's going to go right there. Let's bring in those faceted gems. How about on this one? We're going to do these clear ones. And we'll add a few of these. Let's see, we'll do, you know what, we'll do one big one and two small ones this time. It's amazing how just that little bit of shine and shimmer from those elegant faceted gems, what it does for a card. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. We're not going to make this one, but I wanted to show you this one because I thought it was so cute. You know, we need cards for the kids, right? And Peekaboo Farm, if you don't have this one, I love this stamp set. So there's lots of different animals you can change out. I went with the horse and I just colored it in with my Stampin' Blends. So for this card, I did crumb cake, soft suede, and early espresso. So this is a great one for the boys. I added a little early espresso faux suede. I almost want to say soft suede because it's suede, but it's early espresso. And Life is Better with You, just a really nice little kids card. I thought that one was awfully sweet. So let me go ahead and bring in all of my cards for today. I hope that you guys created with me because those are so easy to create. I mean, you don't have to overthink it. Just whatever is going to fit right there. And like I said, if you've got a D block, you know it's going to fit. And you're going to have a lot of fun with this simple layout. And by the way, I also want to say this, if you don't have something you can stamp in the background, why not dry emboss it? Why don't you give it a nice embossed background? You could do a lot of different things with that background. So get creative. That's what Creative Juice is all about. It's just a wonderful place for you to start your creativity. Okay, let me share with you what we're going to be creating next week. And some of you are going to recognize this because I accidentally showed it to you on the wrong day. So, so I keep my little post-it notes reminding me when I'm going to do stuff. Well, I put the wrong post-it note on this card. So what this is a double gatefold explosion card. Ready? Oh my goodness. And we did an explosion card about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so this one is a whole different one. I've got a diagram to make it really easy. At the time, I didn't have the other card made, but let me show you this one. Oh, isn't it so pretty? I love this. We are going to have so much fun with this one. So June 2nd, be sure to come back and join me live or come back and watch the replay. We'll be making those cards. And one last thing before I go, I love to share the happy mail that you guys have been sending me. I've got a card here from Betty from Pennsylvania. This is a card I shared on my blog. Oh gosh, quite a while ago, but I love this one because it stands up and it's its own little piece of art, work of art. Yeah. Coffee, coffee, coffee. All right. So I thought this was a wonderful card. She wrote me a wonderful message on the inside. So thank you, Betty, for that one. I've got one more that came from Tina, and Tina's from Illinois. And she sent me this gorgeous card. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's all done with triangles. And I loved this one. She used those doilies. That was one of my free gifts last month. So that's probably why she had those. And she sent me just a note, a gorgeous little card to say hello. So thank you, ladies, so much for those. I always appreciate happy mail. Thank you. Well, that is all for me. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Do me a favor. If you liked the cards today and you liked the video, I would love a thumbs up on YouTube. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, it's pretty easy. Just click the great big red subscribe button. And that way YouTube can let you know whenever I'm back live or when I have another video. Hey, real quick before I close, I do need to let you know I will not have a video on Tuesday. It's Memorial Day here in the United States. Well, it's on Monday, but we're going to be out of town. So I will not be back with a Tuesday tip. That's okay. You had 4 really great videos for Tuesday. And if you missed that, we were sharing really fun and creative ways to give the gift of cash or gift cards. So, hey, if you missed any of them, there's something you can do on Tuesday. You can just go back and check out the previous videos that I shared. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Christina, for filling in. I sure appreciate it. Guys, I can't wait to stamp with you next time. Bye bye.